Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Guy Dawson Show at WCOBM.com, the World Center of Broadcast Media. My name is Guy Dawson, and I am the managing member of Classy Communications, a full-service media and marketing company. If you would like to bring greater recognition to your business, your organization, or yourself personally, please call me at 702-845-6129 or visit our website, classycommunications.net. We are broadcasting to you live from the Gene Woods Racing Experience here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Just a stone throw. There's no Quan here this week, so I get to do my stone throw thing. All of you out there know that Quan has been invading my stone throw routine for so long, and I got to actually throw a stone. We are a stone throw from the Las Vegas Strip. You're looking at me like I'm crazy, huh, Mary?
Well, I already know the truth.
Yes, we are very close to the Las Vegas Strip here in fabulous Nevada, and I have Mary D. Perry. She is a family attorney at law and a candidate for Congress in District 1 in Nevada. Welcome to the show, Mary.
Thank you for inviting me.
These are some exciting times. We are in the middle of a political season, and Mary and I are working together to get her elected.
And I plan on being elected.
Yeah.
So how are we going to go about doing it?
Well, I don't know. We're going to probably figure that out on the air today, aren't we? We will need lots of you to vote for Mary because she is a woman of integrity. She has a lot of ideas that are going to make our country better.
I definitely believe so because I know that this country was built on small businesses. And all the other candidates are talking about we need jobs, jobs, jobs. Well, who wants a job when you can be your own boss? You know, the American dream is not necessarily just owning a house. The American dream is not answering to anyone but yourself.
Right, and I mean, we have a big emphasis on this show about being an entrepreneur and,
Yes.
and running your own business, and I believe that it is the solution, not for every single person, but for a lot of people. We have uncertain times in this country where jobs, as you said, they're not as plentiful as they used to be. So the only solution that I can think of is that you figure out ways to generate money on your own. Maybe even keep working and figure out ways to generate money on your own.
That is correct. A lot of people will go out there and they'll start a business and work it part-time and hope that they will sooner or later get to the point to where they can quit their real job and just work for themselves. But they never seem to have the energy to keep going through it. So what I would like to do is find a way to level the playing field so that everybody has equal access to the money and they can go out there and they hopefully can put as much of the profit back into the business and allow it to build, because most businesses, you'll know if it's viable within 3 years or not.
And one of the ways that we can increase the revenue that businesses have to be able to invest in themselves is by eliminating a lot of these regulations and restrictions that the average person has no idea of the amount of red tape and government intervention that there is into creating businesses and the way that affects the job situation in this country.
Here in the state of Nevada, with my law license, I have my own private practice. I have to have not only a business license for myself in the city or Clark County, depending on where my office is located, but I have to have a business license for my office. Then I have to have a business license from the state of Nevada. I mean, right there is 3 different licenses that I have to have, paying taxes on all of it, which that's what I consider is a tax. I don't consider it the fee. I consider it a tax because I'm giving the government my hard-earned money just to tell me I can do business. I should have a right to do that without the government saying I can.
Right, and the effect that is having on businesses of all size, small or large, it's really pretty profound. I mean, I had a conversation with a friend of mine a couple of days ago, and he runs a printing business out in Henderson, and he was talking to me about the way that the fees that he's having to pay to stay in business. Now, this isn't a guy who's even running an office. He runs his business out of his home, and yet the fees that he is paying to stay in business are starting to affect his ability to deliver payroll.
It is hard. There are businesses, especially with this big tax that just went into place, the I don't remember how many billion tax that the people of Nevada had voted down, and our wonderful government decided to override what the people of Nevada wanted. They passed this huge tax, and this man who has this multi-million dollar business, he's going from paying $20,000 a year in taxes to the state of Nevada to $1 million a year in taxes to the state of Nevada. And this was going to be the first year that he was going to be able to give his people a pay raise. So his people don't get a pay raise. Thank you to the Republicans who voted for it. And I'm a Republican. So, people who voted for that tax hike, they need to go.
And that is a big part of what Mary represents in her campaign. Is she is somewhat of the, well, more than somewhat of the of the outsider amongst many of the candidates. Yeah. Why did you choose running for Congress as your way to express yourself?
I chose to run for Congress as a way to express myself because I believe that the majority of the things that needs to be changed or handled is at the federal level. Our Constitution is being attacked daily by the liberal left. We've got our right to bear arms and our religious freedoms being stripped at every turn that we take, and no one in Congress is really out there fighting to try to keep it in place. And I believe that if we have more people like me who believe that that Constitution is more important than anything, then no one is going to be able to strip us of our rights that we had a lot of people die to give to us.
Second Amendment rights are also very important to you. They've been very prominent in the news lately. Have you always had this type of stance on having the right to bear arms?
I've toned it down some.
You have?
I've toned it down some. In my opinion, the Second Amendment is the one amendment that tells the government, yeah, go ahead. Try to take my constitutional rights away from me. I can meet you with equal firepower. But that's what the government is scared of. They don't want you to have equal firepower. It's just like Nazi Germany. They take that firepower away from the citizens and they can just walk in and do whatever they want. As long as they know that the citizens can say, no way in hell, then they will back off and at least attempt to pretend like they're not doing it. It's what's keeping this country free from foreign attack. What was it? During World War II, when Japan said we cannot invade the American mainland because there's going to be a shotgun behind every blade of grass. Everybody in the world knows that about us. And as long as we have that Second Amendment and the right to bear arms, no one will take that away from us.
And Annette Tejero was on the show a couple of weeks ago, and she was talking about, she's somewhat of an outsider too, about so much of the political corruption that exists.
There is.
And the way that there are so many things that are happening behind the scenes that affect our lives every day. I know in working with you and some of the things that we have been discussing is that you are also a person who is a bit concerned, more than a bit concerned about the political process in this country.
I'm very concerned about the political process. Well, let's take the presidential race into consideration right now. If someone was not for Donald Trump when all of this started, they should be for Donald Trump right now, because right now, with all the political maneuvers that the GOP is trying to do, shows that they will take the Americans' right to vote away from each individual and put it in the hand of a few. That should make people want to back Donald Trump, to show the GOP, not on my watch.
Yeah, it really is interesting if you take the time to think about what is happening here. That was a great point that you just made, is that why would they be so concerned about this man other than maybe they have something to hide?
They can't own him. He has nothing to promise them, and he is an outsider. They will not be able to control him, just like I do not plan on letting anyone but my constituents control me.
I am sitting next to an outsider who is running for Congress in District 1. Her name is Mary Perry, and we're going to take a short commercial break, Mary, and when we come back, we will talk more about your candidacy, politics, as well as being a family attorney and running that business as well.
Yes. Thank you.
We'll see you all in a few minutes with more of The Guy Dawson Show.